Ọ̀rúnmìlà, ẹlẹ́rìípín, ibikẹ́ji Olódùmarè, ajẹ́jú ogun, ẹni ajíkẹ́, ẹni ajíkẹ́, ẹni tí a bá wá dé là bá relé, ẹni ajá bá wá lọ, ọjà ń bá lọ, bàtà kì í fẹ̀lẹ́sẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Adífá fún èjì ìwòrí, tí ó tẹjúmọ́ akápò èrè gírígírí, Ifá tẹjúmọ́ mi kí owó mi rere, èjì ìwòrí bí Ifá tẹjúmọ́ mi ọmọ alájẹ, èjì ìwòrí, Ifá tẹjúmọ́ mi kí owó mi rere, èjì ìwòrí bí Ifá tẹjúmọ́ mi ọmọ abímọ́, èjì ìwòrí Ifá tẹjúmọ́ mi kí owó mi rere, èjì ìwòrí bí Ifá tẹjúmọ́ mi ọmọ aníre gbogbo, èjì ìwòrí Ifá tẹjúmọ́ mi kí owó mi rere. I pray that to all of my people, to all of my Africans around the world, may we never eat from an empty plate. May we never go hungry. May we never have separation amongst us. May we understand who we are and regain our power as African people to the world. Ashe. That song, everyone. It's Oba Ogunlano. Back home, back in the motherland, back in Nigeria. I hope everybody is fine and well. So I have two things happening right now simultaneously. Doing the MOA tour, which is Movements of West Africa. It's a production that I'm putting together where I'm going to 6 different African countries and I'm recruiting the best and young drummers and dancers, but traditional drummers and dancers. Movements of West Africa is going to be a production to promote culture in West Africa through drum, dance, art, singing, to show, our young people that it's good to go back to your traditions and to give them a platform to display their traditional talents. That's one of the projects. The other project is what brought me back to Nigeria, is that I just released a new single called Living Life, and it's going to be on my new album that is going to be titled Ishegun. And Living Life is a song just about being happy, living your best life, not allowing stress to consume you.
When I'm on my road, so when I see you is when I see you. When will I see your face again? I'm busy making my money. We live in life.
As human beings, we all go through things, but it's how we get through what we're going through. It's how we allow it to affect us. It's how we carry those pains. And so living life is to remind us to just live our life, be happy. First thing we should do in the morning is thank Eledumare, thank our Ori for allowing us to wake up today. So I'm here in Nigeria right now on my media tour, and we just released the single, Living Life. The one thing that always amazed me about Africa is the talent that we have here. And this is one of the reasons why I'm even started the program MOA, because if we had a way to display how much talent, and as you see, Afro beats right now is leading the world when it comes to music. So now I also want to create a platform to display the traditional artists, the traditional drummers, dancers. As people may know, I grew up drumming, playing traditional drumming. That's what gave me a lot of my fame. That's what made a lot of my name of who I am today, is through my talent with drumming, dancing, and the music as a whole. So that's one of the things I really love, especially the traditional drumming and dancing in Africa. The talent is on a whole nother level. It's unmatched. I really love that. I love the, we have a lot of things like issues that we could talk about, but what I like to see is the love. What I like to capitalize on is the love. And one thing that I love is how we could share our meal together. Like I was telling the person, I'm like, in the U.S., there's not really a lot of places you could go and just get a meal. You know what I mean? If you're hungry, you're going to be hungry. So I love that, the way we eat together here. I want the youth to really understand, like, we cannot forget our culture and our traditions. No matter what you may pick up along the way, but you cannot abandon the culture and the traditions of your forefathers. People ask me like, oh, how you did this, where your success? The majority of my success comes from staying real and true to my traditions and to my ancestors. You know what I mean? We can't let religions separate us and control us. Any religion that brings separation to us, any religion that brings judgment or oppression to us, is not a religion of love. So I try my best to not be religious, but to be a man that represents love, a man that represents character. And all religions teaches that first, that we must have character, that we must have love, we must teach each other. But a lot of the people that's speaking about the religion are just condemning. If you're traditional, you're bad. If you're traditional, you're going to hell. If you're traditional, we grew up with the same things in America, being traditional in America, telling us that we were devil worshipers and all that. That's the thing that's in my passion that I want to say to African people, not just into Africa, but in the whole, is that we have to not be afraid of honoring our own ancestors, because every other society of people honor their ancestors. If you look at the money, in America, you're going to see a European ancestor on there. You know what I mean? So they tell us not to honor our ancestors, and we honor their ancestors. For me, I just want people to be okay to think for themselves. Common sense. A saying I like to say, if a person urinates on your head and tell you it's rain, as long as you keep saying this is rain, until one day you actually take it and taste it, and you're gonna see it's salty, and you're gonna see it's not rain, and then you can actually ask questions. You shouldn't be afraid to ask questions about your history, about your ancestry, about why did your forefathers do what they did. You know what I mean? And that's one of the biggest things that I want to speak to Africans, is to not have separation, to find more love, and don't let religion divide us no more. I would love to greet him and honor him, of course, and congratulate him. And I would love to just sit down and see how we could influence the youth more. Because if we could get the minds of the youth, and how could we incorporate more programs that promotes our traditions, that promotes our identity. Because one of the things that will always separate us and keep us away from our true success is not knowing who we are, is not knowing our identity. If we forget our ancestors, then the world will forget us. Our customs and our traditions are brought to us, and they stay alive through the traditions of our ancestors, through the ways of our forefathers. Not mean that we have to be stuck in the past, but we have a foundation to move forward. If we don't know where we've been, we will never know where we're going.
Baji, baji.